Today, we heard further arguments from attorneys trying to save a Utah inmate from execution scheduled for next week. ABC4's Cade Gardner was there in the courtroom. He brings us more.
Taberon Honie was seeking relief from his execution, noting a few different concerns, including protocols and procedures that the state has in place, and even the drug that the state's going to use for his execution. But today the judge is saying that the state is not violating any of his rights and the execution should not be delayed any further.
Subject to a botched execution.
Taberon Honie is worried his execution will be subject to mistakes.
The people who are in charge of this execution need to have clear guidelines on exactly what they're supposed to do. That way they can train for it, they can be prepared for it, they can be prepared for any contingencies that arise, and they know what to do if something goes wrong.
In July 1998, Honie, who was not in court today, stabbed and sexually assaulted his girlfriend's mother in front of 3 young children. The Utah Department of Corrections planned on using a new drug cocktail for his execution on August 8th, but with Honie's concerns, agreed to use pentobarbital, which is used in 10 states.
It's the gold standard for executions throughout the country.
And comes at a cost of $200,000.
Well, that normally would put to rest the issues involving the protocols. Plaintiff maintains that because the procedures remain inconsistent.
Honie's team notes that even though the method of execution has been updated, the protocols date back to 2010.
Mr. Honie does not have a constitutional right to access the protocols. UDC has provided the protocols. In fact, the protocols are right here. This book contains the protocols which UDC will use to execute Mr. Honie.
After deliberating for more than an hour, the judge rules to dismiss.
Mr. Honie has not sufficiently pled that any inconsistency or deficiency in the UDC's protocols or procedures governing the use of pentobarbital will cause actual harm in violation of a constitutional right.
Honie's execution is scheduled for the early hours of August 8th, and ABC4 is going to have an entire team there, both inside and out, to bring you that coverage. Reporting from Salt Lake City, Cade Gardner, ABC4 News.
Cade, thank you. Again, you heard it. We're a little over a week away from that scheduled execution. ABC4 News has been selected as a media representative. I will be one of the witnesses there. That's scheduled for August 8th. Stay with us right here on ABC4 News for continuing coverage of Utah's first execution in over a decade.